So I've been doing some reflecting lately, and I've kind of been looking over what made me successful, what made my mentor successful, what made my client successful. It all ties down to one thing. Before we get started, I have a quote that I wrote, and it is, men who choose to wait instead of going for what they want because they're afraid of rejection, failure, or what others think. It's the difference between starting the hustle that you're passionate about or continuing to do the same work every day that you hate. It's what keeps you in the friend zone with women you're attracted to versus the guy she sleeps with on the first night. You don't need more time, you need to man the fuck up and make a move, because while you're waiting for the right time, another guy, one who's not overthinking, is already taking action. And he's claiming the life while you're still hesitating on it. Every second you wait, you're reinforcing that very weakness that got you stuck in the first place. People overall that know they have a problem, that know they have an issue, but they lack the courage, they lack something to take action. And most of it is that sense of urgency. They don't want it enough, or they're afraid. And when they look at the pros and cons versus taking action now, they think in their mind that it's better to just wait it out until I'm more prepared, until I'm older, until I have more experience. And the reality is it's simply not true. And a lot of people, they go down this route of doing what everyone else wants them to do because they're told to. Not only are they told to, but they're told that, hey, you'll get more experience, right? And the funny thing is, like, okay, well, a job's not gonna hire you because you went to college. They're gonna hire you based upon experience. But then how do you get experience if you can't get the job? And so it's just a constant loop of things, right? And it's kind of like with girls too. It's like, well, a girl wants a guy who can get other girls. But in order for that guy to first start getting other girls, he has to get that girl, right? So this constant loop. What I've realized is you have to believe it until it happens, and you have to find a way to make it come true. Problems, they have something they want to fix, they have something that they want to get better at, they wait. They let someone else who actually has less skills than them, actually has less experience than them, has less knowledge than them, get the job, get the girl, get whatever they want before that person, because they just took action, right? And I was kind of like that person too. Instead of me waiting to be prepared for something, I was like, fuck it, let's do it. Let's go straight into it. Even in high school, when it came to wrestling, before he was our coach, he had everyone go into the wrestling room. He set up two guys to go against each other and just like start grappling, even though no one had any knowledge of grappling. When you see people grapple for the first time, they're like pushing each other back and forth, and it's hilarious. And so when they did that, I was like, oh shit, I want to do this, right? Did I have any experience? No. Did I have any knowledge on wrestling? No, I thought it was gay. Did I think that I was going to be good at it? I had no idea, but I just like, okay, I'm gonna try it out and I'm gonna send it. But also, if I don't do this, I'm gonna regret not doing it. I took down the guy that I was paired up against, who was much bigger than me, and I was like, oh fuck, this is dope, right? It's something I've never done before. If I never did that, and I was afraid, the amount of regret looking back at that would be enormous, right? The fact that I didn't do something that I truly love to this day. All these little things and these trials and tribulations that you're put through just make you who you are. And so I see a lot of guys who are not where I want to be in life. A lot of guys who are lazy, a lot of guys who are fat, are just unhappy. A lot of guys who aren't doing what they want to do. A guy who's not with the girl that he wants to be with, or a guy who can't get girls at all. Well, I look at their decisions, their past actions that they took in life, and I was like, damn, they actually had a lot of opportunities to be the guy that gets the girl. They actually had a lot of opportunities to get out of the friend zone. They actually had a lot of opportunities to dump that girl. They had actually a lot of opportunities to be in shape, but they chose not to. It's not one day you wake up fat. It's not one day you wake up and you suck with girls. It's little steps, little things throughout this whole process that life tests you with so that you fail. It's not that you're just born to suck at things. It's like, no, you've been tested over time, multiple times, you kept failing that test. When a girl cheats on a guy, there's multiple things that happens before the guy actually gets cheated on, right? She starts having guy friends. She starts posting more pictures of herself on social media. She starts going out more with her girlfriends without him. She starts ghosting, not replying to him on time, right? So little things like that start to add up. And if you're the guy in that relationship and you don't say something, you don't do something, you don't walk away, and you keep rewarding that girl for that bad behavior, what's gonna happen? She's gonna eventually cheat on you. It's the same thing with life overall, and like kind of success in business. You are tested multiple times in life. You're given multiple opportunities, and if you don't take that and you don't do anything with it, that's on you. That's 100% your fault. If you guys think and actually reflect and look back on yourselves, there's probably been a lot of opportunities and people who could have actually helped you a lot, but you decided to wait. You decide to think that, oh, I don't need it right now, I could always do it later. It's funny because the things that you can always do later, for whatever reason, people like to spend the most amount of time on. You could always get the 9 to 5. You can always go to college. You can always be put in the friend zone. Like, why do you choose that out of everything else? Like, out of all the early times in your life where you have high amounts of energy, where you're young, right? Why is it that you wait to do the things you love doing for something you can always do whenever? And I'm not one of those guys, but I know this because I speak to these guys all the time. I speak to these guys who get coaching from me all the time, guys who are 30, 40, 50, who get into my coaching programs, who speak to me all the time, and these are the things that they regret most. And so if I can use some of the things that they regret most to help you guys out who are watching, or if you are one of those guys who are regretting some of their decisions in the past, this is your sign to stop waiting around, to stop being average, and to finally take action, because things don't get better with time. And that's something I used to think as well. It's like, well, I'm just gonna wait till I get older and my problems are gonna be solved, or I'm just gonna wait for something magical to happen and then everything's gonna be okay. That's not how it works, bro. You have to take action, you have to do something. And every single time I sat there, stuck in the friend zone, every single time I sat there in a position that I wasn't happy with, around people I wasn't happy or being around, every single time I sat there, it only got worse. Things don't get better with time. That's the funniest shit ever. Is like, you think, hey, well, I'm just gonna let this situation that I'm going through right now ease itself out. It'll take care of itself. Hell no, that shit does not work. And it could be anything. It could be a girl, your girlfriend doing something you don't like. It could be your friends doing something you don't like. It could be your family doing something you don't like. It could be literally any situation that you don't like, that you keep putting yourself into. A key bullet point I wanted to hit for you guys is waiting is a trap. And most men confuse waiting with preparing. But they're not preparing, they're procrastinating. But what I always say, if you guys listen to my podcast, it doesn't matter how many podcasts you listen to, it doesn't matter how much of my advice you listen to, if you don't pull the trigger, it doesn't matter. My top clients, the guys who get the most results, the guys who go from $0 to making $10K a month, or the guys who go from $10K to making $100K a month, are the guys who take action immediately. And the guys that I hop on a call with and they immediately take action, they're more successful. I used to do free Google seminars back in the day. I would give out free advice for probably 2, 3, 4 hours to hundreds of dudes. And the guys who took action are the guys who got the most results. And so time doesn't fix anything without action, and problems don't disappear, they compound. And so if you have a girl problem now, say you're 20 years old, you're 25, you're 30, 40, whatever. You have a girl problem now. Let's say you wait 5 years. Is it gonna get better or is it gonna get worse? If you have a girl problem in high school, imagine when you're out of high school. Imagine when you're out of college. It's gonna be worse. Why? Because you're not gonna be surrounded by as many women as you are now. So if you're struggling with being around hundreds of women every single day, imagine when you are living not in a high school or college community where you're only gonna be interacting with people that you actually have to force yourself to go talk to. Same thing with business. If you have a problem with your business and you think, okay, well, I have a problem with my sales or marketing now, I'm just gonna fucking let it sit there. It's not gonna magically fix itself. That's just retarded. I wanna figure out, what is that one thing that's stopping you? What is that one thing that's holding you back? Is it the fear of rejection? Is it the fear of failure? Is it the fear of being made fun of? What is it? Write it down on paper, figure it out. What is the one thing that's holding you back? If you always go back to this one singular thought that's holding you back, that shit needs to go away, okay? You need to really look at that thing. Is this thought that I'm having, the thought, T-H-O-T, is this thought basically holding me back? And if it is, cut that bitch out, right? But if it's in your mind, you're having a thought that's holding you back, is it a positive? Is it making you more successful? Yes or no? If it's no, you need to cut it out. And later becomes never for most men, okay? And we've seen our parents, we've seen much older guys than us, and the longer they wait, the more momentum they lose, and the harder it becomes to bounce back. It doesn't get easier with time, right? You guys might think, well, if I get older, I'll have more experience, but the thing is, with experience, how much life have you experienced in a shorter period of time? A lot of guys ask me, well, Logan, you're only, 20-something years old, how'd you do it all? Clearly, it's not my age that made me successful. It's the fact that I didn't allow age to stop me. Every single dollar that came to my bank account, guess where I was investing it? My business. You guys watching this video, meeting people and networking. I sold my Xbox. I sold a bunch of video games. I sold all my shit so I could start this podcast for you guys. I found a way. That's when, I didn't know anything about making money. Now it's like, bro, you have all these platforms, all these places, and all these things that help you guys make money, right? And there's no excuse as to why not only you should not have any money, or at least some money to invest in yourself, but it's like, dude, if you really want it enough, you're gonna find a way to get it, right? I guarantee there's enough things that you can sell right now to afford what you need to be successful. It's that simple, okay? And if you're 18, you go get a credit card and go invest in yourself that way. If you have a friend, which you obviously fucking do, or if you have a family member, then you can find a way to make some money or get money from someone. That's the thing, is like, if you really want it, you'll find a way. And that was me. That was literally me. It's like, I really wanted this thing, and I knew that if I did this thing, did I know it was going to work? No, but this is something I really, really wanted, and I knew it was going to help people. I was willing to take that risk because this is something I'm passionate about. This is something I believe in. And so maybe it's your guys' lack of belief. Maybe it's your lack of confidence that you guys need to work on. And if that's something you need to work on, that's very easy to fix. Another thing is, comfort is the enemy, and waiting feels safe. It feels smart, but it's what average guys do. And average men die with regrets. I speak to a lot of guys who are much older than me, guys who are like, like I said, 30, 40, 50. And they always tell me, damn, Logan, like, you were so much farther ahead than I was. I wish I knew the things that you knew. I wish I didn't do the things that I was doing in the past. And you're so much farther ahead than most people. I'm like, yeah, I know, right? But how can this apply to people watching this video? Well, stop doing what everyone else does. It's that fucking simple. If you see everyone doing the same fucking thing, stop doing it. If you see all the girls in your class and all the feminists in your class believing one thing, is it a good idea to believe that thing? Probably fucking not, okay? And so that was my mentality. It's like, okay, well, I'm seeing all these blue-haired girls in my class and my fat teachers talking about COVID and all this other crap, telling me to get vaccines, all this crap. Do I want to look like them? No. Are they happy? No. Right? It's just like common sense, bro. But to most people, they're like, oh my God, if I don't fit in with the tribe, I don't fit in with the group, fuck, they're not going to like me. Who gives a fuck? Who cares? I did an event recently for my birthday. I had fucking 40 something chicks, and it was like me and like 3 other guys. And I was talking to the guys, I was like, yo, look at all the girls here. How many of these girls here would try to cancel me? They're like, pretty much all of them. Yeah, they're all like Hollywood influencer model girls with like millions of followers who do OnlyFans, right? Not all of them, but most of them. I'm like, yeah, it's funny. They would all try to cancel me, but the funny thing is they're all here at my party, at my event, because they like me, right? So when you realize that truth of, well, yeah, sure, these girls might not like you on paper, but in reality, it's who they're most emotionally attracted to. And so when you understand that truth, when you understand these truths, and you experience these things, which I have, right? When I got canceled for speaking the truth, trying to help other guys, it was the same girls I was sleeping with, the same girls I was hooking up with. You not only you become more bold, you stop giving a fuck, but you just stop caring. You stop caring what other people think, because you realize that if I just do whatever I want to do, not only am I going to be happy, but people are still going to keep orbiting towards me. Those people who are followers, they want to be around a leader, right? So it's either they're following society or they're following you. I would rather be the leader that people follow rather than being a part of society. And part of this podcast is to make more leaders, right? Make more guys like myself. But the only way I can do that is if you guys take action. So the guys who do take action, those are the guys I see at the events. Those are the guys that I speak to on the calls. Those are the guys that show up in person and actually do something with their lives. One person I want to shout out is Jose, okay? This is one guy from the event who, I've been speaking to for a very, very long time. But this is one of the dudes who have been an OG from the beginning days all the way till now. He's inside the brotherhood. He's inside the coaching programs. And this dude, bro, he takes so much action. It's actually insane, right? Literally a month before he came out to the event, he's like, yo, I want to start streaming. Comes to the event. He's streaming the entire fucking time. Entire time he's streaming. Okay, filming everything live. Filming me talking to girls, filming him talking to girls, right? And this is the perfect opportunity for him too. Like, he's around girls with millions of followers, girls that you just cannot meet anywhere else unless you're privately invited to. And so, this guy with no followers at all, very minimal followers, is getting the craziest content ever. Fucking tackling girls into the pool, meeting up with other millionaires, playing with my Lambo. Like, this guy is crazy, right? And he's doing insane things. But the reason why he was put in that position is because he took action, okay? And he's someone that I think everyone else should look up to in terms of someone who doesn't really have much, didn't really come from much, but is taking immense amounts of action. And if he does it every single day consistently, without a doubt, he's going to be successful. Like, seriously, if he does that shit every single day, it is without a doubt, he will probably even be more famous than me, right? That's just how it is. If you're doing that shit every single day, you're going to be successful, right? I don't even do this shit every single day, but I'm proof that, if you do it consistently, do it good enough, right, and you have a team and a system, right, because I don't edit my videos. I have my girlfriends edit my videos. I have my girlfriends posting shorts of me. While we're talking right now, while I'm talking to you guys, I have 7 videos going out every single day, right? And so I explain this to everyone, and they can't comprehend that, the fact that not only systems, but it's actually putting the work, you know, and putting those systems into place and putting it together. Dropped them off in the desert first day. Dropped them off in the desert, middle of nowhere, with barely any supplies at all for surviving. Okay, next day, right? He is out experiencing true luxury in a villa, right, with the boys. You know, they got a whole entire villa to themselves, nice pool, girls around, food, just abundance. Hang out with us, they get coaching, they get mentoring, and then we take them out to the horse tracks where I have a bunch of other girls that they get to hang out with. And bro, he was the life of the party, okay? Same thing with Gavin, same thing with Brian, and same thing with Karthik. They were having a lot of fun, they got a lot of value. A lot of them just wanted to go out and experience, get content themselves to grow their personal brands. A lot of guys just like, yo, I just want to socialize with people. I just want to get better at socializing and talking to people. Cool, right? And all of them came with a purpose, and all of them left not only accomplishing that purpose, but they all left a better version of themselves, right? Experiencing something that they didn't even know was possible. That was the coolest thing from this whole entire event that I recently did. What they got out of it was a completely transformed version of themselves with like a new mindset, new level of confidence, and new levels of taking action. So shout out to those guys, you know, the fact that they did that, you know, with very little information, right? Most people just don't have the balls to do something like that. And, you know, to me, that's like, dude, that's huge respect for me. It's like, fuck, that's some shit that we do in the military all the time. And guys who haven't experienced the military doing this shit is pretty fucking awesome. So congrats to those guys. And decision shapes identity. And every time you choose to wait, you reinforce the identity of a guy who doesn't follow through. So every single time you wait, you're reinforcing that identity. And same thing with girls. Every single time you let your girl do something, what are you doing? You're actually reinforcing her behavior, right? Same thing with a puppy. If you're training a puppy, if you let the puppy, you know, pull super hard on a leash or bite you and you don't do anything about it, what's it gonna keep doing? It's gonna keep doing that, right? That's just how it is. And so people don't realize that you actually train yourself to do the same thing, right? The more you train yourself with these bad habits, the more you allow yourself to fall into these weaknesses, the more you're just gonna become that person, right? It's no longer just a habit, it's just gonna become who you are. And the opposite still applies too. If you don't allow yourself to be weak, you don't allow yourself to fall into these traps, and you continue to keep on your purpose, you continue to keep building on yourself and doing what you wanna do, who are you gonna be? You're gonna be the guy that you wanted to be. Like, opportunities expire, and some offers that you guys are offered are not gonna be there forever, right? And scarcity is real, and life rewards speed. You know, for example, a lot of you guys probably saw the event before it even happened, but none of you guys took action. You know, looking back at my life, it's like, fuck, there's so many things I missed out on too, because I was afraid. You know, I was afraid of rejection. There's so many girls I missed out on and talking to, super hot girls that could have been, you know, a part of the team with the other wifeys, but hey, I didn't talk to them. I was too afraid. And she doesn't get to experience who I am today, right? So it's a big loss on both sides. Another baddie on my team, and she doesn't get to have a daddy on her team like me. It is what it is. That's the reality though too, is if you don't do those things, you're not taking action, you're not going after what you want, not only are you gonna miss out, but there's gonna be other people who miss out too. Even your future kids are missing out for you not becoming who you wanna be, for you not taking action. You're competing not against yourself, but you're competing against other guys who are willing to take action. It is what it is. I told everyone this as well. It's like, yo, yes, it is cool to have that abundance, I don't have competition mindset, which is true, right? If you're a truly top 1%, top 3% man, you don't have competition. It's very easy, right? But in order for you to get there, you kind of have to push yourself, okay? You can't just believe it and then not do anything with it, right? Because then you're just a girl, basically, right? Where they believe in manifestation, they don't have to do anything about it. What I'm talking about is manifestation, but also taking action and like relentless action towards it. When I say, you know, you have to have a dominant alpha mindset, you have to have a top 3% mindset, it doesn't mean you just have the mindset and you don't do anything with it. It means you have the mindset and you take action to prove it. You take action to back it up. Does that make sense? And so a lot of guys, you know, that I meet, they're like, yeah, I'm this high value male, you know, but my girl, she keeps doing this and I don't understand why. It's like, well, if you're such a high value male like you claim, then why is your girl doing these things? Why don't you have the balls to walk away from her? Why did I say that, okay, if you don't do that, you're just becoming a girl? Because that's how girls think. They just believe that, oh, magically, I'm going to believe these things and it's going to happen. Yes, it happens to them because they're hot, they have boobs, they have ass, and there's going to be some guy who comes along and saves them. You're a dude. That shit ain't happening to you, bro. It is what it is, okay? No matter how much of a giga chad you could be, right? You could be super good looking. So, oh, I don't look like this, so I can't do that. Bro, that's so fucking stupid, because there's guys who are fucking half my height, and I'm short as fuck, who are going and approaching girls, getting the girls, and that's it. And there's guys twice my height who are probably too afraid to do shit and they don't do anything at all. So which is it better to be? It's always better to be the guy with less XP, less stats, less this, less that, but just has the balls to go fucking after what he wants. That's the only thing that matters at the end of the day. It doesn't matter about anything fucking else. I don't care about any of those black pill dudes that say, oh, well, you're only going to be successful if you're a giga chad. Only giga chads do that. Hell no, bro. I've seen some of the ugliest dudes who can get girls, okay? And there's no excuse at all, bro. No excuse at all. And that's just because the guys who say these things, they truly don't understand women on a deep level. Because if you understand women on a deep level, you understand that none of those things actually matter, which is cool. Only thing that matters is how she feels towards you. And that's something you can actually control. If it's a priority, you're gonna make time, like I said before. And if you can't right now, it's not a priority. And that's exactly why you're still stuck, is you are making other things in your life a priority, subconsciously, consciously, whatever, right? So if you tell yourself, well, I don't need to get coaching from Logan. Oh, I don't need to speak to Logan right now. Although there's probably a bunch of people when I used to do those free seminars, right, back in the day, there's probably a bunch of guys who saw the link to join, and they're like, nah, I don't need coaching from Logan. I don't want to be embarrassed by everyone else for having girl problems. Where do you think those people are today? Do you think they're better with girls? No. Hell no. The guys who got better with girls are the guys who showed up to the call, took action. That's it, right? And so there's plenty of opportunities and things that they probably thought weren't a priority to them, right? There's probably plenty of guys who are like, I don't need to listen to Logan on making money. I'll figure it out eventually. I'm actually gonna go to college instead, and then they're gonna teach me. Okay, sure, bud. Okay, for sure, right? Anyone who's gone to college, comment down below how much has college helped you make money besides connections. The only thing that I actually do believe college is good for is actually connections, networking. However, most of you guys don't even know how to use it anyway, so it doesn't even fucking matter, right? So besides that, besides networking and besides getting a degree that you actually need for your thing, has it made you more successful, yes or no? Right? Or has it been mostly a waste of time? Because most of the time when I talk to people, mostly a waste of time. And this just is what it is. And right? And then so those people, they understand that, right? But the thing is, the key to be successful at a young age, or to be successful more than most people, is to figure these things out without having to waste your time. I'm gonna say it again. If you want to be farther than everyone else, you want to be farther ahead than everyone else, you have to figure these things out ahead of time before actually going through it, without experiencing it yourself. If I could have figured out back in the day before I got my heart broken that if I text this girl and I call this girl too much, she's going to walk away. If someone told me this and I could actually understand this, I would be much farther ahead than I am today. If there were things in my business that I didn't have to experience the hard way, if someone told me that, hey Logan, if you don't do this with your business and you do this, you'll be more successful. Where do you think I'm going to be at versus I am now, right? Way farther ahead. And so if you're listening to this video right now and you're just thinking, oh, okay, cool, it's a great video, it's some good motivation, you're retarded, okay? This video is for you to actually internalize what you're doing wrong, what you're doing right, and what you can do differently. This video is for you to make what you need to make a priority. Back in caveman days, would you want to be the guy that has to learn the hard way that eating this berry is going to kill you and make you sick for weeks? Or would you rather be the guy that knows, okay, I saw that guy eat that berry, he got sick, and he almost died, I'm not going to eat that berry? Or are you going to be the guy that fucking watches everyone else eat the berries, they fucking get sick and die? Or are you going to be the guy that looks at these people and is like, I'm not going to do that, right? Or, oh, this guy eats this fruit and he becomes super strong. Okay, cool. I'm going to eat that fruit and become super strong too. It's just one of those things, okay? But for whatever reason, people With all this information out in the world, you guys like to do the things that everyone else is doing, even if it's bad. And then the things that are good, that are hated or disliked, you guys are all afraid to do it. And it's just proof of how much of a fucking sheep you are if that's what your mentality is. Oh, well, none of my friends read books, or none of my friends buy books, none of my friends invest in coaching, so I'm not going to do that. Cool, bro. Be like them, okay? Out of all my friends, I buy the most books. Out of all my friends, I buy the most courses. Out of all my friends, I get the most coaching. And out of all my friends, who is the most successful? From the people that I knew in high school, me. Not a coincidence, okay? But if I were to do everything that they were doing, where do you think I would be? To help you guys be farther ahead in life and not waste your time. Because time is the only thing on this planet that matters. I don't care about money. Money is fake. Money's pieces of fucking paper. That shit isn't real. Your time is the most valuable thing on earth, okay? And there's a reason why I charge some clients up to $1 million a year for coaching, because their time is worth more than anything. And so if I could save them years, that is worth more than millions, worth way more than what I'm charging them. And so that's why I have the ability to charge that much. To end off this video with a quote: men who have lived significant lives are men who never waited, not for money, security, ease, or women. Feel what you want to give most as a gift to your women and the world, and do what you can do to give it today. This is a quote by David Dita from The Way of the Superior Man. Well, you need to take action on the things that you should be prioritizing, which is you, nothing else. So if it isn't helping you and isn't towards what you want to do, and I'm emphasizing you because you are the most important person in your life. You are the only person that can make shit happen. You are the only person that can make a difference. Not your family, not your dad, not your mom, not your sister, not your brother, not your friends. You, okay? And you are the only one who's stopping yourself from getting the girls, getting the life, getting the business, and everything else you want in life. It's just you, no one else. And if you guys want to start taking action today, go to my website, loganduong.com, to get my free ebooks for fucking free, bro. Get my free ebooks and also apply for a coaching call. This month exclusively, I'm going to be choosing 5 guys out of the hundreds of thousands of people who follow me, out of the millions of people who listen to this podcast, to get coaching from me directly. So if you want to apply, click the link down below, loganduong.com/coaching, and that is where you guys can apply and book a call with me to get you to where you want to be. In the meantime, you guys can read my books. I have future books coming out soon. And the least you guys can do is share this video with your friends. If you got value out of this video, post it on your story on Instagram, tag me on Instagram, I will tag you back and I'll repost it if it's actually helping you out. If it's not helping you out, unsubscribe, unfollow me. You know, if you're not taking action, unsubscribe, unfollow me. I don't want you guys around me at all. I want the people who follow me to be around other people who take action, okay? I only want to be around people who take action. So, for the people who are still here, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.
From the fucking struggle in the desert all the way to the fucking penthouse suite at Santa Anita Racetrack, we worked our ass all the way up to where we're at now, and it wouldn't be possible without Logan Duong, the team here at the Brotherhood. They're making shit happen. These events are not like anywhere else. You cannot find this, replicate this at all. This is one of one. You're not here, you're missing out.
You guys right now are stuck in your bedroom, doubting yourself. You don't know if you're gonna become successful. So if you have addictions, coming out to one of these events and forming a bond with people like you who want to improve, it's gonna change your entire perspective on life, change your entire mindset. If you're thinking about it, if you're like second guessing this, just fucking go out there. If you guys wanna change your life, come out to one of these events. Meet me, meet Logan, change your entire perspective on life. You can go crazy.